that is quite far from the rest of your unit producing structures.
Well, I got to use my army, and that's why my army's, it's no question why it's starting to move around here. They're taking position in the middle. I kind of vanguarded the probes as they're making their way to the right side. I'm actually completely mined out at this point, whereas he's still mining from that left side and has retaken the middle. So now I'm just kind of looking to fight to hopefully put a little bit of a curve in this, picking off a ghost here. And then all of a sudden he rolls in with Banshees, and this was a gut check, because I was like, oh my god, I might have a chance to win this game. But then the Banshees rolled in, and I was like, what? I only got 3 Stalkers and an Archon. Why are you doing that to me? And I didn't have an Observer either. So as you can see, I'm spending some of my precious few minerals on this extra Observer. Warped in 2 Stalkers, because that's literally all I could afford. And now I'm tucking tail and running back to shorten the distance between my army and that Observer as fast as possible. But to make matters worse, he's actually going after the probes that are long-distance mining.
Banshee's still in play here. Observer has popped out there. He's going to catch up with the rest of your army right about now. You only have a handful of Stalkers there, so those Banshees have started focusing down there. Blink in has closed the gap. You're going to get one. Is he going to get a second one? Yes, you do. There's still one left. But oh no. Here comes the genocide of the probes. A ton of Hellions. Actually didn't kill that many right there, as your army does save it, but I think he killed just a little bit, but you do have enough to go ahead and saturate that new expansion of yours.
Yeah, I spread him. I knew that was my only chance, so I spread my probes in different directions so that he couldn't get good shots off. But now here it comes. I mean, this is it. The Protoss is cornered, and when a dog gets cornered, it's got only one option left. That's why I pick off that command center for a quick hit.
To snipe command centers and run away.
But no, not running away. He's out of position, and I'm capitalizing on this. So if I can run in here and kill his production and win out on the fight on some level, then this game's mine. And that's kind of the decisive choice here. He's moving at the Banshees, a little overeager. Stalkers blink back. Archon's trying to help. And he's running up that ramp against this Colossus.
No.
Yep.
Colossus,
the Immortals move down. Well, actually, I'm going to back off. I want to force him to come up this ramp, which is very nice, because he actually, I mean, what choice does he have? He can't just surrender all these buildings, because I don't care if you have a higher income. If you can't make anything, then you're dead. You're in trouble. So he moves up that, and the Immortals step forward. They're like, we got this. Boom, 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 boom. And his Banshees are divided. They're trying to stop me from killing all his tanks, and he ends up killing all my anti-air. Both his Banshees have a combined, 205 health between the 3 of them. Something ridiculous like that. And now I have to actually leave, because as you can see, I have no anti-air. But my Stalkers are like, we'll save you! And they're coming over, and they blink. And this is for the game. I mean, if Phoenix can defend against these Stalkers, he'll be fine. Well, not fine, but he can win, but there's just too many Stalkers.
Yeah, I was going to say that you might be in a rough situation with those PDDs there, but you had so many Stalkers killing the rest of those units in GG from Phoenix. That was a pretty crazy game right there, Geoff.
Yeah. I mean, I was behind the whole time. In fact, that game ends with him on 75 supply and me on 54, so even with the winning army, I'm still behind in supply, which is pretty indicative of how that game went. I mean, the whole time, he did a good job using his positioning, using his army composition to really force me to be just dead all game long. And then he made 2 mistakes. And unfortunately, when you're upgrading as focused as I was, there's no coming back from it.
All right, so now for my favorite part of the JP and Friends series, the part where everyone gets to see exactly how terrible I am. So I have sent you a game invite. I believe one of your... Let's actually give you a chance to kind of promote your whole coaching and how you actually coach. So you have joined the lobby. Go ahead and get your the player that I'll be playing against here. But in the meantime, give us a little spiel about your whole coaching.
Sure. Let me. I'm actually super tired, so I can't even focus on that many things right now. Let me get someone in here.
All right.
And then I'll start talking, because my brain can't actually divide that well right now.
All right, sounds good. So, whoa, there's a little bit of lag on the webcam. I think because it's actually auto-adjusting. Need to turn that off.
We've got someone. He's actually listening, because he was super excited to be a part of this.
Nice. Well, hopefully...
So I suggested him.
So what type of skill level am I going to be working with here?
Oh, you're going to get smashed.
Yes.
He's like Masters.
Awesome.
I think I suggested him. Did you just decline that shit? You're like, no.
Yeah, 1 second. I was looking at myself and... Oh, I'm playing against the Super Saiyan. Goku himself has stepped into the game.
Yeah. So a little bit plug about the coaching.
Yeah, go ahead.
GhostCoaching.com is the website that I work for. It's got Machine, Elza Gamer, EG.IdrA, Rhett, Inca, just fantastic lineup of coaches. ZT, P, Random, 2vs2, everything you can think of. We also host leagues, show matches, clan wars, all that stuff. We're actually doing it all. It's kind of a up-and-coming community. It's pretty cool. But I do coach for $50 an hour. I know that's expensive, and I am worth it.
You're no EdRA, though. I mean, 150.
That's true. I coach about 4 to 6 hours a day. Today it's going to be 10 hours, so that's why I'm actually talking very, very subdued, because it actually, like, if I don't get food in me, if I don't drink water, I actually have to treat it like a sport, because there's been days where I've forgotten to have lunch or something, and then I'm shaking. My body's actually falling apart at the end, because I'm a pretty high energy coach. I like to be very emphatic. I like to talk a lot. Because I know I'm expensive.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me we're going to get the mopey, kind of pissed off Geoff who's just going to scream at me right now when we go into this coaching session?
I'm not going to scream at you, but you're not getting the full service. You paid $0 for this, my friend.
This is true. This is true. It's very true.
And I've got a paid customer who's doing 6 hours straight from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. because he's a madman. So I do have to prioritize that way. I apologize. This is how I pay the rent, which is, I guess, another plug for my coaching. This is what I do to support my pro gaming career, so it's not selfless by any means. It's a necessity. But I'm very proud. I went to school to get an English degree, and I did, and to be a teacher. But then, StarCraft 2 kind of exploded, and this opportunity just keeps growing. So why not combine my passion, which is teaching and coaching, with my obsession, which is StarCraft 2, and
right.
It's been going really, really well. I make good money, and there's a lot of opportunities opening up, and everyone's been happy so far with my coaching, so I don't feel guilty about it either.
All right, so let me check out the profile real quick just to see where exactly the one, the only Goku is at in Mastery. He's currently sitting at 1,000 rating, 78 and 61. So let's go ahead and return to the lobby and get this started. Now, the way this is going to work, since I do play random, is I'm going to spawn this whatever race it gives me. And Geoff is just going to choose a build and then kind of talk me through it the entire game. So, Geoff, I hope you're ready. I'm going to let you kind of do most of the talking here, and I'll do most of the fucking up in game. So,
all right. So we know he's Terran. It is a 1v1 map, so as a random player, there's not quite as much of the random element, meaning he's going to be able to scout you as pretty much as soon as he wants. But you have spawned as Protoss, and hopefully, Goku, you're not listening, because he was super excited to be a part of this, because he was listening. So
he said he's turned off his stream, so...
Okay, good. That's mighty kind of him, at least to say that. So as a Protoss player versus a Terran on this map, the world is your playground, but I would really like you to try for the 2-gateway Robo expansion build into Colossus Phoenix. I think Colossus Phoenix is actually invincible, so you're going to do a 9 pylon.
All right.
And it doesn't really matter where. You're not blocking down the ramp, so it doesn't have to be there. You could scout now, or you can scout after the gateway, and it looks like we're going to opt for after the gateway. That's totally fine.
Typically, kind of in general in all matchups as Protoss, what is the best place or best time to scout? Is it after first pylon has been thrown down?
For me, it absolutely is after the first pylon.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that you can harass the Terran, and they're constructing SCVs. You also have the option to steal their gas if they are looking to do a tech build, or you're worried about a Cloaked Banshee opening.
Gateway on 12, you said?
12, 13, or 14.
Okay, I'll do it on 12 this time.
Now you certainly want to scout. There you go. And then you got to keep boosting his probes, and you want to make your assimilator at 14.
Okay.
Now, if we were worried, if we're reading that we're worried about his aggression, we would make a second gateway before the Robo, but if we think we have a little bit of leeway, a little bit of space, usually indicators of that are just standard barracks, not a second barracks, or he is taking, one gas, that kind of, just small indicators that looks like he's not going balls-to-wall aggression. As long as you're not close positions, you can actually get away with a Robo, then second gateway. So we pull up here, barracks, standard time. He is actually mining his gas, you can see that. That doesn't necessarily mean anything too much, but if he wasn't mining his gas at this stage, that would mean a lot.
All right, side core on 17 right now.
Watch the probe.
I got it. Yeah. Okay, side core.
Just immediately after the gateway.
Okay.
Keep chrono boosting his probes and watch the health on that probe. There you go. Now you can return back to scouting. You just want to poke up that ramp.
And
don't go way too far, though, because there should be a Marine there.
All right, should I put a probe onto that SCV in my base or then just stand there?
I always do, yeah. And you want to take your second gas? He's actually going to steal it.
Oh, what a mess.
That's fine. Usually you want to start a Zealot, but the Cybernetics Core is actually pretty far along the way, so...
Alright, then I will not.
Start your Stalker, get the gateway, Chrono Boost the gateway, and then you're going to have to add a second gateway, not because you want to, but because you don't really have enough gas to start the Robo just yet. So make sure that Stalker is attacking that Robo right away, or excuse me, the stolen gas right away.
Right.
And then your probe returned home, but actually it should have stayed outside his base to continue to give you scouting.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
the reason for that is you don't know if he's expanding right now,
right,
attacking, or teching. And that probe actually is... it gives you the ability to find out. So make that Robo now.
Okay.
You're going to make a sentry after the Robo. And you got to take your gas right away, because you are behind on that.
Right. Now, in terms of chrono boosting, should I be chrono boosting Warp Gate or just saving it?
It's completely stylistic and up to you. I mostly chrono boost probes unless there's some kind of aggression or, I don't know, just to be safe. You can chrono boost either units or the Warp Gate. But if you want to be greedy, like I try to be, usually it's probes.
Okay.
One thing you do have to watch, though, is your supply. As a Protoss player, everything is 2 supply. Probes and observers are 1, and then there's huge stuff like Colossus, Immortals, Void Rays. That's actually big chunks of supply. And actually, your probe is seeing him expand right here.
Right.
So you have 400 minerals saved up. Go expand.
Now, is that typically kind of the response in this matchup? If you see him expanding, it's something that you should consider doing right away? Or is that just because this is the build that we're doing?
His expansion puts you at a crossroads. It means you either have to punish him for expanding, and that can be an aggressive attack, that can be just a sheer number of units that you have prepared, or you need to expand. But that's just standard RTS play. When a guy expands, you can't just be like, well, that's nice, and in other news, it's raining outside. Nope, it's actually completely connected to the game. It means that you need to take that into account and work towards either expanding for yourself or punishing for that expansion.
All right, and army composition, what should I be kind of warping into?
You want to get an Immortal out,
okay,
and you want to have 2 or 3 sentries.
All right.
Because you are in the open here, and if he does decide to attack as well as expand, which a Terran can do, LOL, then it's going to come down to your sentry use that's going to allow for this expansion to be viable. And then after this Immortal, after a sentry or 2, you want to add your 3rd gate,
okay,
and then you want to make your support bay. Now you have to keep adding probes, which you're actually doing a good job of. Your observer pulls up there, and look at that. His army just left.
Okay.
So you can assume that that is for the reasons I just stated. So you want to have a couple sentries like you do, but more importantly, you need to be warping in units. So see how you're not warping in because you're supply blocked?
Indeed.
That's actually very, very bad. But now you're freed up because that Nexus gives you supply. So warp in a couple units, maybe a Zealot or a Stalker now as well. And you're just going to receive him at either end of this little gully here. So on either side, you need to be able to force field, so get ready for that. Good. And he's going to run away because he doesn't like the size of your army, and that's fantastic. So make the support bay. Start mining from a 3rd gas, and now the probe production has to be phenomenal. And no more supply block.
Okay.
So you're late on your 3rd gate. Well, there it is. Okay, good. Now make the robotics bay.
There. I was waiting on gas.
Yep, good.
Uh-oh, the cops are out, Geoff.
I know. The next time you get supply blocked, I'll tell them about it, too.
Now, what should I really be doing with my observer? Should I keep it around his army or keep it in his base to kind of see what's going on?
It's stylistic. You mostly want to know where his army is, but like right now you can see it heading back home, so you're heading there.
Right.
So go check his infrastructure. Is he on 5 barracks and no factory? If he is, then you got to be like, holy shit, I